Hi boys and girls, so today we are going to look at retelling the story, My Rows and Piles of Coins. So you should have already read this book with your teacher, so you kind of have an idea of what it's about. But if your friend missed school maybe, and you wanted to tell them about the book you read, you would retell it. You wouldn't give them every single little detail, you would just give them a basic idea of what it was about in the beginning, the middle, and the end. So when we retell a story, we look at how did the story begin? Who were the characters? What was the setting? Think of it like your hand, like a five-finger retell. First, you'll tell me the characters and the setting, and then you'll tell me the beginning, so that kind of all goes together, and then what happened in the middle, and then how the story ended. So when you start the beginning, in the beginning, you let them know kind of about where the story takes place and the characters in it, and then maybe what they're doing. And then in the middle, there's usually some kind of a problem or something the character's trying to do or something that's happening. And then by the end of a story, usually there's a way that either the problem was solved or the book ends in some way. So that's how you're going to retell a story. So if I wanted to look at My Rows and Piles of Coins, I would say in the beginning, well, first you got to think about what you know. Remember that five-finger retell. The characters. I know that there's Saruni's, the mom, Io. I know that there's Saruni, the boy. And then I also heard the mention of Murat, the dad. So I know that those are the characters. So I'd let my friend know, well, so far we've met the mom, the dad, and the son. And the story is taking place mostly in a market. That's where Saruni spends most of his time. So there is the beginning. And then I would say in the middle, what do we know? Well, I know that Saruni wanted to buy a bike to help his mom carry the goods to the market. So I know that he worked really hard to buy that bike. Here's his coins. Remember, he saved up all of his coins. He did all these jobs. And so he worked hard to save money for the bike. And he also worked hard to learn how to ride the bike. He wanted to make sure he could ride the bike and carry the load to the market. So I would tell my friend in the middle, Saruni wanted to help his mom bring goods to the market. So he wanted to buy a bike, so he worked to save his money. And then at the end, what do we know? I know that Saruni thought he finally saved enough money for the bike and he went to go buy it. And the seller laughed at him and told him he still didn't have enough money. Remember that? Saruni was so excited too. And then, here, Saruni's parents were so proud of him when they heard about what he did to try to get the bike for them. They actually gave him a bike. And now Saruni was able to help the mom carry her goods to the market on his new bike. So because of his hard work, he was able to get that bike for his mom after all. So when we retell a story, we just tell the basics, the gist of it. In the beginning, I knew that there were Saruni, Murat, and Io, the mom, and Saruni went to the market. And then in the middle, Saruni wanted to get a bike to help his mom at the market, so he worked hard and saved his coins for enough money to buy the bike. And at the end, he thought he had the bike, but he didn't have enough money. That man at the market laughed at him. His parents gave him the bike, and he was able to help his mom after all. So that would be the gist of it. So then, after you read a book, sometimes you want to think about what did you learn. Sometimes an author might maybe teach us a lesson or give us a message. So think about for a minute, what did you learn from that story, from Saruni? Did you say that hard work pays off? In this case, it really did. He worked so hard, and even when he was disappointed at the market, his parents saw his hard work, and they were able to reward him. So when we work hard, then good things happen. So that's the lesson Saruni learned. So we learned in this video how to retell a story. We learned that we start with the characters in the setting, Saruni, his parents, at the market. We learned that he wanted to buy a bike for his mom. And then we learned that he worked hard to save his money and learn how to ride the bike. And we learned that he never ended up having enough money, but his parents still gave him that bike anyway because he worked so hard and he was able to help his mom at the market. So we also then learned that a story can have a lesson, and that lesson was hard work pays off. So great job retelling the story with me.